Vasil High-Tech Lomachenko. Damage control has begun. Wow, Vasil Lomachenko and SHOULDERGATE. Amazing. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also, subscribe to my channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. If you want to become part of the gang, notification gang, please hit the bell icon. Shout out to the super chats, channel donations, the Venmo donations, the Cash App, and the Patreon family. We working. Shout out to everybody who's been gracious enough to support the channel in a phenomenal way and send donations, super chats. This month has been crazy. I appreciate you guys. Everybody who used the ESPN Plus link of mine in the description. Speaking of ESPN Plus, they got a ton of original content, docuseries, documentaries, archive fights for your viewing pleasure. You can get ESPN Plus by using my link in the description box of all of my videos. ESPN Plus, you can get it as a standalone app or bundle it. ESPN Plus, Hulu, and Disney Plus. All three apps, one price, $12.99, or you can get the app by itself for $5.99 is the current price for ESPN Plus. Appreciate you guys for using that. Now, the good times keep on rolling. I made a video about it, broke the news. They're now saying that Vasil Lomachenko, before the Teofimo Lopez fight, he was carrying some kind of pre-existing injury with his shoulder. And they're saying this shoulder injury popped up in the Teofimo Lopez fight, and he re-aggravated it some kind of way. So I'm going to go through this article. The link will be in the description. And then I want to give you guys some more of my thoughts. And just wait, because that should be fun. So it says, manager Vasil Lomachenko battled shoulder pain in lead up to Teofimo Lopez fight. Brand new article, link in the description as I mentioned. Recently dethroned lightweight champion Vasily Lomachenko underwent right shoulder surgery on Monday, according to his manager, Egis Klimas. Lomachenko previously had shoulder surgery on his right shoulder May 2018. Klimas said this surgery was the result of both a pre-existing ailment and an injury Lomachenko suffered during the second round of his decision loss to Teofimo. So he's saying it got re-aggravated in the fight. Lomachenko was very cautious in the first half of the contest when Lopez built a significant lead on the scorecards. His late rally, it fell short. Lomachenko lost. He was examined Monday by Dr. Neal, who oversaw his operation in 2018, which I told you in the last Loma video, and was told he would need surgery that day. Loma should be able to resume training by mid-January, according to Klimas. Quote, when Loma arrived to the States to prepare for the fight, he said in the Ukraine he felt the sharp pain in his right shoulder. Said Klimas, who noted that an MRI didn't reveal a significant injury to the shoulder. Quote, we took him right away to Dr. Neal to examine him. 6 weeks before the fight, Lomachenko was given an injection and alerted both the VADA and the Nevada State Athletic Commission. We lost 1 week of training. We lost 1 week of sparring because the doctor forbid him to do much for a week after the injection. Klimas added that a few weeks later, the pain flared up during a sparring session. At that juncture, Lomachenko was given another injection, and his father and trainer said, quote, he wanted out of the fight. Wow. Hold on. This is all fresh. This is my first time actually reading this, so we're figuring this out together. Smash the like button. Lomachenko was given another injection, and his father and trainer, Anatoly, quote, wanted out of the fight. Wow. Vasil Lomachenko said he would not withdraw from the fight, and he made it clear to his team that if he dropped out, he would retire. What? Although news of this injury came quickly after the loss Saturday, Klimas said, quote, we didn't want to look like we were looking for excuses or something. It's funny when people say, "Oh, not to make excuses, but," and then they make the excuse. That's hilarious. When Lomachenko heals, Clemens says he wants a chance to get his belts back. If it is possible, he would like to have a rematch. If they are so tough, are they willing to come back and do that? I mean, what do you mean if they're so tough? He beat him soundly. There's no real reason for a rematch. Wow. It's looking real sad for Lomachenko. People reveled on his accomplishments more or less in the amateurs, and they gave him this god tier fame as a pro, and he hadn't really accomplished the type of feats, at least as far as I'm concerned, the type of feats that would get you that type of praise. Like, look at guys like Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather gave you hard work, dedication for 22 years in the sport, kept beating the guys that you said he couldn't beat, people kept picking against Floyd Mayweather, and then he kept lining them up and knocking them down. And Floyd continued to prove his greatness time and time again. Lomachenko, he hasn't even made it to 20 fights, and he already has 2 losses. And the amateur career, I told you guys, just listen to this rationale of thinking and tell me this doesn't make sense. They keep hyping up his amateur pedigree, which of course is a great amateur pedigree. This may never be duplicated or not for a while. But here's the thing. In the pro game, it's different. It's not just about who you fought in the amateurs and stuff like that. Amateurs, that's a great opportunity to gain traction, gain experience, get familiar with yourself, prove some things to yourself, how tough you are, hone your skill set. I get it, but it's not the end all be all. Your amateur record, it gets you to the next level, and that's what it did for Lomachenko. But here's my point that I'll connect the dots for you guys. They keep bragging about his 400 plus amateur fights with only 1 loss, which is, again, that's boasting a great amateur record. But this is proof that the pro game is different, because even with such a great, and rare resume as an amateur, as a pro, 2 guys figured out his style and beat him in less than 17 fights. So you have less than 17 fights and you already have 2 losses. So there has to be some kind of correlation that makes sense for people to, connect the dots that I'm saying, in terms of your amateur career has nothing to do with you being a pro, aside from readying you for those moments. For example, Lomachenko couldn't get to 20-0 without taking 2 losses on the way. And we don't know if he retires. We don't know if he takes a rematch with T.O. and loses again, if he fights Devin Haney and what have we don't know. We really don't, especially from this point, because as far as I'm concerned, this demeanor from his team and the blueprint that is now in place by Salido and Teofimo, it shows that Lomachenko can be beat. And all this matrix and Nomachenko and Nomaschenko, all that stuff is not factual, right? So less than 20 fights and you're getting beat, right? And you've never rematched to this, as of recording this video, you've never rematched any opponent that has beat you, except for in the amateurs. So Floyd Mayweather, he got robbed in the Olympics. He didn't get a gold medal. He got a bronze medal because he got robbed. And he says, there's a video of him, young Floyd, and he was hurt that he lost. And he said, you know what? It's my time to turn a pro. I'm gonna turn pro. The pros calling my name. I'm done with the amateurs, the amateur game. They don't know how to treat me, blah, 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 right? And Floyd went on to amass 50-0 fights. So he never even got a gold medal, yet he's looked at as TBE to a lot of people. He's arguably the greatest with a 50-0 record. So no, you don't even. He doesn't have one gold medal. Obviously, he got robbed, but that's his reality. He doesn't have one gold medal yet, and still he has a better record than Lomachenko. So it's not just about what you've done as an amateur. And now, this is looking ridiculous. Vasyl Lomachenko underwent right shoulder surgery. The surgery was the result of a pre-existing ailment and an injury Lomachenko suffered during the second round of the decision loss. Now they're saying it happened in the fight. I mean, this is just pitiful excuse making. Now, we needed shots and his shoulder wasn't working. And Lomachenko's fought with a broken hand or a fractured hand before, things of this sort. So kind of comes with the territory. You're a fighter. It's the hurt game. It's the hurt business. He was talking confident all the way up until the conclusion, till he got in the ring. He says, in my country, if Teofimo was talking like he's talking, then he would end up missing or hurt or whatever he said, in the buildup. And then now all of a sudden, when it doesn't go your way and doesn't play out, you walk out of the ring, storm out, no post-fight interview conducted. You don't give them the opportunity to do, maybe some additional photos with you in the ring, interview you. You just scram out of there. And people, they get mad at Broner and people like that when they feel they won the fight and they lost, like when Broner lost to Pacquiao and he said, y'all know I beat that boy, or when Broner lost to Maidana and he just walked out. They say it's poor sportsmanship, but you don't see old media saying anything about Lomachenko. Now they're excuse making. Like I said, the whole time, Lomachenko's team sounded confident. They sounded confident. In my country, you can't do this. We're going to make them eat their words. We're going to punish them. Now, all of a sudden, it's a lack of confidence talking about, if I pull out, then I'm just going to retire. Where did this come from? So it could be over for Lomachenko. If he's making statements like, I don't like when people mention retirement in their active fighters. You got to tread real carefully, because that's always a red flag and eyebrow raising for me when someone says that. He's talking about, if I withdraw from the fight, then I'll just retire. It reminds me of his Ukrainian brother, Vodstik, who lost to Artur Beterbiev, but he got stopped and then he retired right after. So we'll see what Lomachenko decides to do. People are urging him to move down. And it's funny because people are hedging their bet. They're saying Lomachenko beat Teofimo, or it was a draw and Loma did great. But then they're also in the same token saying that Lomachenko should move down in weight. So which one is it? Either he beat Teofimo, as you're saying, or it was super close and it could have went either way, or you want him to move down. Like, why would you, if you felt a fighter got robbed and really won a fight, why would you urge them to move back down? Because once again, Lomachenko has always been a part of the witness protection program in boxing. So they're doing anything to cover him and cover his tracks, just like the injury, and it's ironic. It's funny and ironic that Lomachenko, he's the Matrix and high tech. He has 400 plus fights as an amateur, all those training camps, all those fights. There's where there's a will, there's a way. He's able to win all but one of his amateur fights, and that was over 400. As a pro, he's able to win, 15 straight or whatever, or 15 fights, whatever it is, 14, and just lose to Salido in his second fight. And, he's basically lost 2 times in the last decade. And now all of a sudden, he was thinking about pulling out and his shoulder was bothering him. Now he can't, he can't function. He was having pain before the fight. It's just, this is like the go-to move from Top Rank. Donaire said it when he lost to Rigo. Pacquiao said it when he lost to Mayweather. Now Lomachenko's shoulder's bothering him. Again, Lomachenko, we just recently, at lightweight, we've seen him beat Jose Pedraza, Jorge Linares in a close fight. Anthony Corolla, he knocked out bad. And then a gold medalist in Luke Campbell. You have all these fights, and all but the Jorge Linares fight were after the shoulder, because he allegedly hurt his shoulder in the Linares fight. So that means the Corolla knockout performance, the Luke Campbell where you badly hurt him, he hurt you too, but you almost got him out of there, and also the Pedraza performance where you almost hurt and nearly stopped Pedraza too in round 11. You have these three type of performances all after the shoulder surgery that you had with this same doctor that was supposed to have done some kind of procedure, and you're a celebrity. He's supposed to do some procedure to help heal and repair your labrum, but now all of a sudden his shoulder is bad for the biggest fight, the most meaningful fight of his career, or at least at the very least his recent career, just depending on how you want to look at that. It's just, this is beyond laughable, and there's always an excuse. Loma looked discouraged at the end of the fight. He's playing the role and saying he knew he thought he won, and you don't know what the judges were looking at, but you could look at his face. You could see him walking to the corner and stuff. He looked dejected to me. He looked like he knew he lost. So I don't understand what's up with all the antics. Real talk, even the shoulder injury, you're better off just not even telling anybody. You're better off if that's what you went through, and you don't have to prove it to no one. You already lost your belt. You held your own in a couple of rounds or spots of rounds. Keep it pushing. Live to fight another day. But anytime fighters take the loss like this, I'm always going to be very suspicious of that, because I told you before the fight, the video, I have an Ego Stradamus video up. It's on the channel. I posted this week. You could check it. I told you that Lomachenko was a front runner. Now you're seeing it. You're seeing it. This crybaby behavior, being coddled, almost narcissistic arrogance of Lomachenko, where, he underestimated this kid. He won't admit defeat. Like, damn, he just beat me clean. It wasn't my night. I was off. My timing was off. It has to be something else deeper. Oh, my shoulder is the reason, or he's too big. I got to move back down and weight. It's crazy. And it's crazy because the fans, some of the people are even supporting and backing this type of stuff, this propaganda machine and damage control of Lomachenko's shoulder. Again, I've seen plenty of fighters. Look at Andre Berto. He fought 12 hard rounds with a visible, or I don't know when the injury happened, what round it was, but he fought several rounds, let's say 9-10 rounds, with a visibly shot arm, and he was one-handed, and he still almost stopped Jesus Soto Caras, and he got stopped in the final round. So we're talking about heart, we're talking about courage, we're talking about a valiant effort. Look at Berto versus Jesus Soto Caras. He was in there with the guy who's, pretty tough, throws mean punches, very offensive, and he's fighting with one arm. Wilder's ear was bleeding, and he's mad that the corner stopped it because he's such a warrior. But Lomachenko, he's had 400 plus fights, amateur and pro, and he can't bear the fact that he lost, and now his team is putting out all this stuff. Oh, Lomachenko had a tummy ache and all that. Like, I mean, come on. It's not a good look, in my opinion. It really isn't. Teofimo, he's the man of the hour. You could say you want a rematch and all that, but I would pick Teo again, And Teofimo already said, so you can't say he's ducking. He already said if they rematch, they need a rematch at 140. Because it shouldn't just be about the belts. It should be about he beat you. You already lost the belts, and it's really not undisputed because Devin Haney still has a belt. You see what I'm saying? So it's not really undisputed. And he told you before that he can't stay at 135, or he doesn't plan to stay at 135 too much longer. So he's earned the right to move his career on. And it wasn't even a competitive fight like that. I'm not saying there was no competition or no contest, but by and large, it wasn't what most people expected. I expected this, which is why I made my prediction, and picked Teofimo. But a lot of people didn't expect this. Only people that expected this is me To's dad, and and a handful of other people. So it's a bad look. Lomachenko's he's going the Pacquiao route. He lost, and then now all of a sudden all that talk, you saying, oh, you can't do this in my country, and I'm gonna make you pay and all that. That was all capped then, because now he's claiming he was injured the whole time. Look at how he was looking at him, how he hopped underneath the little divider and stuff like that. So he was just had a poker face, and his shoulder was messed up, and he's still like I said. Either way, I can't feel remorse for Lomachenko, because one, it's a sport. Injuries happen. You just seen Dak. He got a bad injury. This is sports, These are brutal sports, grown-ups playing combat sports. You know what I'm saying? So I wish people a speedy recovery and stuff like Dak. But at the end of the day, this is stuff that happens. But the thing is, if Lomachenko won, there wouldn't have been any of this. And if you're really, I feel the same way. If you're really this messed up and really this injured, then you gotta pull out. If your dad was telling you to pull out, you gotta pull out and postpone it. You know what I mean? Because no one's trying to hear the excuse after you lose and your titles are gone, your record's blemished. So either way, it's a bad look. I don't really believe it. About the shoulder. You can have a shoulder injury that's like not severe, and then just have a doctor work on it and send you a bill. You know what I mean? We're talking about, did the shoulder play a part in the win and the outcome? And the thing is, with the whole shoulder thing, Lomachenko wasn't even throwing punches for the 7th round. So how you have a shoulder injury that you brought into the fight, pre-existing as they're claiming, you don't throw punches for 7 rounds, okay, but then you explode in round 8, 9, and 10 or whatever, and have some success in spots. If you're injured, how as the fight progresses and you get more tired, then why are you doing better later in the fight, minus the 12th round? You see what I'm saying? Come on. T.O. won. Give him his props. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Really poor form from Lomachenko's team to even put this stuff out. It doesn't change anything. He don't get his belts back, and nobody cares. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. As always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video is Ego signing off. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more sports. Get unlimited access to premium content with an ESPN Plus subscription. ESPN Plus offers a variety of content, including specials, behind the scenes, docuseries like Bruce Lee's Be Water, and much more. With an ESPN Plus subscription, you get access to a ton of classic archive fights and replays from boxing and the UFC. Big names like, "Hi, I'm Mike Tyson. Come and watch my fight." Floyd Mayweather, "Easy work. I'm rich." And Manny Pacquiao, "Yes, it's up to my promoter. Just to name a few. If that's not enough, you could get the ESPN bundle, which includes ESPN Plus, Hulu, and Disney Plus. All 3 apps, one low price. You don't want to miss out. Make sure you guys click that link in the description box of all of my videos. Ego signing off. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.